Shalom Yasharallah. First and foremost, I want to say all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the house of David. Salutations to you, brothers, throughout the four corners of the earth, teaching the truth and righteousness and sincerity. To you, Israelite foreigners, come back home to the truth. To those that passed on serving the Lord, the dead in Yahweh Shai shall arise first. To you sisters who believe, keep encouraging and supporting your brothers who I heard teaching this truth, and always commemorate the sister who washed Yahweh Shai feet when you read the scriptures. All right, I wanted to talk to y'all about being part of a crowd. And I don't want anybody to misunderstand what I'm saying. If the crowd is who's in the right, by all means, you follow what's right. But one thing I noticed with Hebrew Israelites is that we're kind of like people on social media. Because a lot of you niggas in Israel, I'm gonna be honest, a lot of y'all are just like, or are exactly like those people on social media. You are those people. And I'm gonna tell y'all where I got this from. Number one, I see it countless times by Israelites on social media. But I see people do it on social media that aren't in the truth. And the topics aren't related to the truth, but it's still the same type of concept. Right? And what do I mean? Following the crowd. I saw a post last night, I think I saw it. Or early this morning on social media. I'm on a bunch of cruise groups on social media. And I saw a post with somebody saying, hey, I've been banned from cruising, but I want to know if there's a way that I can get it lifted, because I want to start going back on these cruises with my cousins and stuff. So I don't have an answer for that. I wasn't going to say nothing, but then I saw a whole bunch of people making jokes. Oh, you fucked around and found out, or just a bunch of nothing, I'm going to say nothing too bad or insulting, but just simply the person posted on Facebook, on a Facebook group, looking for a solution, and all that person was met. Literally, every single comment was just clowning them. When I say every single comment, I'm not exaggerating. There was not one person offering a solution that I saw on that post. Not one person saying, hey, it sucks that you're not able to cruise, and then somebody, basically I got into it with somebody, and then another person came in, and finally, I guess they understood where I was coming from. They acknowledged that, they love to see people stand up for others, but because what this person posted appears to be so heinous, I mean, people don't realize you can get banned from cruising for just about anything. You could have had a fight and you were in the right, but because of the evidence pointing against you, you could be banned from cruising. Or you could have snuck on liquor. You could have snuck on edibles. There's a ton of things you could have did that doesn't make you a bad person. But, you were banned from cruising. So that was my point. I said, we don't know what this person could have done if they even did it. But we're sitting here just being part of a crowd, and everybody's got a joke, making fun, And in Israel, somebody has to be like Yahweh Shai and say, wait a minute, let's analyze what's being said here. Let's really look at the situation. Let's look at the accusations. Let's look at who's accusing. Instead, we just, most of us, we see somebody point the finger at somebody else and we join in on the fun. Not realizing, hey, one of these days you're going to be you're going to be the nigga who is being singled out for doing something that's not wrong, but they're going to make it look like you did wrong. And we have to discourage this mob behavior. Yahweh Shai wasn't cool with that shit. You know how many niggas probably was like, oh yeah, let's stone this woman. Probably calling her all types of bitches and hoes. Let's stone her. Fuck her. Fuck her life don't mean nothing. You know, she slept with about 6, 7 men. You know, the mob mentality. Like, hey, one person starts saying, hey, let's stone her, and then next thing you know, we all forget that none of us are any less guilty than she is. That's one thing I notice about life. The mob mentality, the mob is usually the ones who are full of people that have done equally wrong, but because they are all part of a mob, nobody says anything. Hey, wait a minute. Yahushua had the gall, had the audacity and the courage and the bravery and the valor to say, which one of you motherfuckers is any better than she is? I paraphrase, of course. Which one of you motherfuckers hasn't done anything wrong for you to sit here and talk about stoning this woman? You want to end her life. How many of you motherfuckers don't got sins in your fucking closet? And they probably knew that he knew. And they probably didn't know that let me not even test his telepathic powers. Maybe he knows from knowing, right? See, Yahushua did a lot of checking the fucking crowd. A lot of you niggas are part of the crowd. A lot of you guys in modern day Israelites, all it is hey, one person points the finger and says, yeah, let's all get at this motherfucker. Next thing you know, you got a whole crowd of motherfuckers, the mob mentality. 20, 30 fucking guys cursing out the same fucking person. Not one person stopped and said, hey, wait a minute. What did they do wrong? Did we analyze what they did wrong? Did we do the diligence, or we're just sitting here fucking pointing the finger and blaming? That's the curious part. You know how many people probably, the Salem witch trials, how many motherfuckers really was like, yo, they might not have been witches. You know, you sometimes have to check the whole fucking crowd. Sometimes you're fucking up the fun for a crowd that's having fun at a poor person's expense. You know, this woman who Yahushua saved simply by saying, he who's without sin cast the first stone. You don't know how she was at that moment. She could have been all types of distraught. You know, we don't know. The scriptures don't get into what mental state she was in by about to lose her life. But when Yahushua gave her extended that grace to her, instead of joining the crowd and wanting to stone her, she probably changed her life around. Now, in today's time, you got a lot of women out here that wouldn't change their life around. Shit, not saying, I would never want to say if I were that woman, but a logical woman in her place would probably be damn near afraid to have sex again. You know, we have to get out of that mob mentality and out of that mentality of, oh, let's gang up on one poor person who may have done wrong or may not have done wrong or may have done wrong and, just was ignorant, or, we don't know. We don't know why she found favor in Yahushua's sight, but he told her, go and sin no more. Go and sin no more. Go ahead about your life. Repent. Don't do this shit no more. But anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.